Welcome back, guys, to Trails Through Daybreak, where last episode, our second 4SPG, the 24th RX Research, had us set out into the rare metal mine in search of Zemuria moss for the development of a strong painkiller, dispatching the monsters within to claim it, and handing it over to Esmeralda and the acerbic tomato creator, Ray, to complete the job. We now find Professor Cronkite and the person who posted the 4SPG about the harassing professor.
Right, we're searching for Professor Cronkite, but there's 2 exclamation marks going. There's no Cronkite here. Okay, we know exactly what's going on there. So it's an either or bit of the conversation.
No, that's the wrong way.
Can't get in there. Well, let's speak to you first.
I thought you would want to take some more time off. You still look awfully tired. Are you sure you're alright? I just don't want to cause everybody more trouble than I already have. I never expected Professor Callahan to just disappear like that either. Nor did I. I was just as shocked when I learned of it this morning. The police are investigating as we speak. It has to have been a kidnapping. He would never just vanish and leave his research on the table like that. I just can't believe it. I didn't want this. I hate what he did to me, but I never wanted it to end up like this. Cindy.
Hey there, sorry to intrude, but you're Cindy then.
Oh, are you? Right, you're the Spriggan investigating his disappearance. Now I remember. Oh, that's me, yeah. Do you need something from me? We wanted to talk to you about a job we were working on. Can we talk in private for a sec? So your name was coming up a lot when we were looking into those harassment allegations here at the Institute. We got an anonymous tip to kick this whole thing off. So I just wanted to ask, were you the whistleblower? I'm sorry, but no. Wait, it wasn't you? Definitely not. This is the first time I've ever heard about you. But I admit, he was really starting to wear me down. I started feeling like I should just leave the Institute entirely. Sometimes I wanted his research to crash and burn. Sometimes at night I would just... I wished I would disappear. But I just can't go public with this. He's such an incredible scientist. I couldn't bear to ruin his whole career over this. I see. I wonder who our client could have been then. Good question. We did get a couple hints from yesterday's questioning. Let's start with those. I may be barking up the wrong tree here, but have you met a man called Asta? He's another one of my colleagues. I last saw him at this morning's meeting. He was mumbling to himself throughout the meeting. It made me kind of curious. I think I heard him say they took it. If they get the evidence, he's done. Ah, that's my first time hearing his name. They took it could very well mean us taking his job off our bulletin board. Might be onto something there. Could you tell us where we might find him? He mentioned that he was doing his work on a sofa today since the lab is out of commission. He's probably still somewhere in the Institute, but I couldn't tell you where specifically. Got it. Thanks for the info. Please, think nothing of it. I hope the professor's okay. The harassment is one thing, but his disappearance has everyone shaken. And I hope I can bounce back from all of this. I know it's been tough on everybody while I was away. If you do find Asta, give him my regards. It's been really painful for me these last few months. I was this close to dropping out of the Institute altogether. But everybody here has been so kind and supportive. My co-workers too. I'm really happy they reached out to me. I think maybe I should stick it out a little longer. Maybe it will get better. I hope Professor Callahan is safe too. I won't forget what happened in that lab, but I just can't hate him. Professor Callahan is widely respected by Cindy and his other peers. They really do look up to him. And that's precisely what makes his recent behavior so incorrigible. I'm just wondering how it even happened. Basil has airtight security, so it baffles me how he slipped through the cracks. I do hope he's alright. And that's how Paradynamic helps people get away with anything they wish, for the most part. The fact that he's brilliant, meaning that no one wants to ruin his career because they think he's brilliant, even if he's an ass. And they don't want to have him called out for being an absolute crap person. It would be nice if people did not excuse this and made sure people doing that in those positions were punished. But everyone has their own way of dealing with things too. It also could mean the end of your own career if you did. And that's always an issue. There's a lot of worry on the victim side too, isn't there?
a bit sad. Very sad. Oh, I remember seeing you yesterday. Were you looking to speak with Professor Cronkite? He just left, sorry. Shoot, we just missed him. He does seem to be spending a lot of time outside his lab lately. You wouldn't happen to know where he went, would you? We're looking into Callahan's disappearance. We thought he might know a thing or two about the guy. I'm not sure where he went, I'm afraid. If I had to guess, though, I think he's taking a quick break right now. There's this cafe he's taking a visiting lady. He usually heads out for a pick-me-up around this time. Oh, where is it? Well, that's the million-mirror question. The owner, Willie, roams around town all throughout the day. Oh, okay. The cafe is never in one place for long. He just packs up and goes wherever his heart guides him. The professor has his pattern down to a science, though. I have no idea how he does it. Oh, that's the place we visited yesterday. I do remember the guy saying some professor types stopped by a lot. Neither Essie nor I can make sense of the cafe's movements either. It's probably because you don't have a tracker put on it. Well, process of elimination is there. Let's start with where we saw it last. Which was the outside Hotel Ingress just along from the path, right? Right, outside the police station then. Maybe we'll run into somebody who saw him pack up. And then we just follow the trail from there. It was in the artisanal district last night. Doubt he went anywhere else that night given how late it was, so that could be our starting point. We have a lead then. We should ask if anyone in the area saw the cafe the following day. Yeah, let's head on over to the church and see what's up. I suspect Professor Cronkite is at that Roman cafe I mentioned. It's a guessing game where it'll be, but that's part of what makes it so popular here. Professor Cronkite started to catch on to some kind of pattern. He can predict where it'll be with astonishing accuracy. I hope it's something more like... Okay, it could be like a tracking device that he's put on the car. But I hope it's something actually more along the lines of he just asked for the phone number. And he phones up and goes, yo, where you going to be? I know he wouldn't be that informal as a scientist, but still.
Tasty.
Everybody's gotta eat, right?
Low-tech solutions. I can't believe what happened to Professor Callahan. First I hear those abuse allegations getting thrown around, which explain why all the students were so tired all the time. Now he's just gone. I can't imagine what it's like being one of his students right now. I wish I could do something about it, but I'll just have to keep putting hot meals on their plates and getting their spirits up.
What'll it be for today?
Just gotta check, just in case.
Thanks a bunch.
You have anything for me to eat again? So it's interesting at this point in time. We've got two different quest threads going on at the same time that are the ones we have to deal with. This theory could greatly simplify the equations we're using. I'll have to test that out at the lab. Oh wait, no, I forgot. It's a total mess right now. I have to wait until it's cleared up. I need to do the professor proud. I can't screw this up. Sup, you asked her? Sydney told us about you. And who are you, if I may ask? We're from RI Solutions. Guy put out a request on our bulletin board yesterday and we're looking into their case. It's them. I wasn't expecting you to seek me out in person. I did find out that you took the job, though, and that you talked to the professor directly. I saw you leaving his room yesterday. Well, that saves me the rundown. Sorry if that's not what you wanted us to do. The way you wrote the request made it sound like you just wanted him to stop instead of trying to bring legal action against him. That's right. Very perceptive of you. Kudos. Do you mind telling me what he said? Not at all. Van provided Astra all the testimonies they had recorded the previous day. They then summarized their conversation with Professor Callahan. Yeah, I had a feeling he'd do that. I completely agree. His behavior was reprehensible. We tried to explain that to him, but he just wouldn't listen. Nothing worked. Of course, that's all on the back burner now. Yeah, one look at this lab and you can tell how oppressive it is. I'm really worried for him. It's gotten so bad that I actually considered going public with this. This is just too much to bear. But, well, not right now, I won't. His safety takes priority. So it's not just revenge, is it? You sound as if there's more to it. Oh, absolutely. I've never met a more talented, passionate man than Professor Callahan. Who he is as a person doesn't change who he is as a scientist. He's one of the greatest minds of our generation. I still respect him, but all the same, I hate how he betrayed me. That's what a lot of your... Wait, hold on, back up a bit. What do you mean betrayed? Above this abuse, above all else, Callahan betrayed my feelings. Every time I see the professor with him, it makes my blood boil. He does a bunch of work behind our backs. He goes scurrying out of town on a whim. Just why? Am I not good enough for you, Professor? Why would you just toss me to the wayside like that? I'm sorry, I'm ranting. No, it's quite alright. It sounds like Aster had a much more complicated relationship with Professor Callahan. One guy yesterday said some of the professor's assistants were acting real weird lately, but he put that down to stress. Well, this is definitely news to us. We're working on another job, actually. They want us to try and find him. If you know anything about where he might have gone, you mind sharing with us? Oh, you're looking for him? Of course. I like to think I know him pretty well. I don't like letting him out of my sight for even a second. Could you tell us about this individual he meets with then? I don't know his name, but I know he's not from the Institute. He doesn't dress like it anyway. He's real cushy with the professor now. I've never gotten a good look at his face. I only ever see him at night. You said he goes out of town a lot. Do you know where? Yeah, the old outdoor experiment complex. You're familiar with it, right, Katara? Right, that building on the outskirts of the canyon. That does sound weird. What on earth was he doing out there? I wish I knew. All I know is that he would head out there with that strange friend of his. I just don't understand why he's gallivanting off with some other man when he has me. Well, thanks for the info. That's a really big help. I'm glad to hear that. Please bring him back safely for me.
That's one job behind us.
Ha! Love to see it.
Yeah.
Reward deposited.
How close is the line? Right, so that all started because he feels a bit jilted. Yeah. It's a bit weird. But, that said, having someone having that much attention to him, I don't know if they were actually in a relationship or not. That's unquantified, I guess. But having someone with that much interest in him has given us some serious leads into things that we didn't have before. So this is working out for us quite a bit. Now, we need to go to the artisanal district. I may as well just go to the inn first.
Taking off now.
And watch the points tally up by going to the top, yeah? That's another free quest complete for
That's
14
how it
SP. With 280, next is 230. We're approaching. We did half of the work. Right, so we need to go up these stairs. We could have gone through the hotel, to be fair. And to the church.
Now then.
Nothing to do with you? Well, this is where we saw Willy last night. But sure enough, he's long gone. Oh yeah, we did see him there. Hey there, you guys looking for Willy's Cafe? You could say that, yeah. I was eating at his place when he was here last night. After I finished my meal, he closed up shop and went off toward Newtown. If I had to guess, he's probably over there today, or close to it. You can never be sure of him. Guy's a real freebird. That's as good a guess as any. Gotcha. Now you mentioned he was over there this time yesterday too. Sucks he doesn't stick to a schedule, but maybe he does have a pattern. You might also find people there who have seen the cafe more recently. This is our most probable lead, so I recommend we take a look. Sounds good. Let's head on over to that hotel where we saw him yesterday, and then we can go from there. Thanks for the help, man. No problem. Not sure what you're tracking him down for, but best of luck regardless. I like how they're making tracking this guy down seem like a big deal, when really, like, it's two small areas. We'll literally find him in no time.
Taking off now.
He's not out the front. I wasn't expecting much, but oh well. Just how I wanted to spend my day, going on a wild goose chase on the clock. The food here is so good. It just sucks that it's so hard to track this place down. I'm not going to catch him before he moved. Alright, I'm feeling energized. Time to get cracking. And X marks the spot. Excuse me, you got a sec? Oh, you guys were looking into those harassment claims, right? I got in touch with a friend of mine for the first time in a while. She works at the Institute. Need me to set you two up? Ah, this is something different. Don't worry, it's nothing serious. We're just looking for somebody. The Roman Cafe was just around here, right? Oh, Willie's? Yes, he was parked here until, 10 minutes ago? I guess he's quicker on his feet today, for whatever reason. As soon as I got done eating, he packed up and left. I think he was headed for the artisanal district. Great, the old runaround. We're sure this wild goose chase is worth it. Well, he can't have gone very far yet. Sometimes he even changes his mind and stops right his tracks. He really does go wherever his heart wanders. Well, we know where to look. Let's catch him before he strays too far. Got this weird image of him now, just cruising the streets, like looking at people out of his window going, do they look hungry?
The Aero Tram's just awesome.
Do they need booze? Yang! Finally found you.
Catra, and that group with the Spriggan, correct? I expected you might be coming to find me soon.
Strange how the man we just so happened to casually run into twice already is doing such incredible work for the Republican Army. Yeah, he's developing weapons like those big humanoid things, right? Correct, he's quite a known figure within Marduk. Pleasure seeing you again. It's a real honor that such an esteemed professor remembers folks like us. And since you do, I imagine you've got a pretty good idea of why we're here?
I do, considering your position in recent events. Professor Callahan truly has left me in quite a predicament. His ties to the instability of the Orbital Network and its distribution, as well as the Mafia, were unfortunate enough on their own. But now here you are, dragging me into it.
How did you know all of that? You get all that from the CEO?
No, the logic is simple enough. One need only link the subject of his research to the timing of the city's recent dilemmas for the pieces to fall into place. There is also that vast sum of money he received from an unknown source and various inexplicable phenomena to consider. It all shares a lot in common with those perplexing incidents that have taken place across the Republic the past few months. The ones related to Almada and their ever-expanding influence. Now, am I wrong?
Whoa! I'm amazed that you could connect the dots so precisely. I'm amazed that you have that many ties to know all that. Then we have all we...
Need? Do you really?
Right, it's a researcher's duty to substantiate a working theory by accumulating proof. Any conclusion that skips over this process holds no value.
As I've so often told you, ultimately, you must arrive at your own conclusion as a fellow researcher. Though I would not be against offering you my guidance as I did when you completed Fio and Zeros. I shall be on my way then. I have much research that requires my attention.
This guy is such a pain in the ass. and here I thought he was going to be our next lead. Do you mind, Agnès? No, I understand. Just a minute, please. Researchers don't work all on their own to find answers, right? The wisdom they gain is built on the research and papers of people who came before them. Oh.
True. I cannot deny that. And?
I was just thinking we could exchange info. Make a deal. We happen to have something that pertains to those inexplicable phenomena you brought up. If you'd be open to giving us a little more of your time, I think we and that something could make it worth your while.
Oh?
You mean... is it the Genesis? Huh?
Very well then. I'm intrigued. I'd like to see this something that relates to all the incidents taking place across the Republic. This puzzle piece that appears neither to be an artifact nor the singularity from a year and a half ago. Well, where is it?
In my pocket? Wow. I see now. Analyze this device for us, Catra. Can I touch it? Yes, of course. Judging by the way it's aged, I wouldn't even say it's anywhere close to being a century old, so definitely not an artifact.
All these buttons and indicators make the front look obtuse at first, but it's all organized and looks to serve a clear purpose. From my perspective, it resembles more the original generation of ornaments back when they were based off of clocks. It's significantly more complex than any of those, however. This here is the work of a genius. Wait, could this have been made by a commendable effort? It is one of the experimental devices that my own master was involved in developing, leading to the establishment of ornament technology. One of the 8 ornament prototypes developed by Professor C. Epstein. They are called the Oct-Geneses. I was not aware they were still in existence. I can't believe I'm touching an ornament designed by Professor Epstein. How did you come to have something like this, Agnès? Sorry, but we're gonna have to stay tight-lipped on that one, even if you are connected to one of the 3 disciples. Like we said before showing it to you, we're counting on you guys to keep their existence a secret. I will be true to my word. And it does help me understand what you're doing here in Basel now. Now it's time I compensated you for what you have shown us. You wanted to know about Professor Callahan's research, correct? Yeah, we've heard he was the one who developed the weaponry that's being used by Calvard at the moment. So whatever he's trying to develop right now has to do with military tech too. You are indeed correct regarding what he achieved, but he is a researcher of engineering science first and foremost. In a sense, he is currently grappling with one of that field's most difficult challenges. The realization of a certain thought experiment and the use of the physical phenomena involved as weapons. What's a thought experiment? Oh? It couldn't be. Ah yes, it doesn't surprise me in the least that someone from Marduk would have heard of that to which I am referring. Of course, the existence of such weapons is purely theoretical. It is impossible to create them using modern technology. Not without a discovery so groundbreaking that it fundamentally upends what is possible. Well then, I have said all I intend to. I must return to work. Hey! I'm not following any of this. I don't believe in discussing the research of others at length publicly until it has been published. I've given you all the information that the antique you showed me justifies. Katara will enlighten you on the rest, I'm sure. So that's where he draws the line as a researcher, huh? This is very like him. So are you able to pick up where he left off? Yeah. What's this thought experiment he was talking about? Well...
I remember hearing about this from Professors Callahan and Hamilton a long time ago. About a theoretical form of tech in which the smallest units of matter would create a fusion reaction, producing a massive amount of energy.
Uh-oh. Oh no.
Such diabolical weapons cannot be created, but if they could, the consequences could be unthinkable. They're often referred to as nuclear weapons.
What an ominous idea. I could barely understand your explanation, but just hearing it sent a chill down my spine. And the player knows, and they don't know the absolute threat of nuclear weapons, the absolute disgusting nature. Yeah, you can say that again. Their existence is purely theoretical. No one has ever come close to creating such a thing. The predictive simulations that Marduk has run rate their probability of being realized anytime soon as extremely low. Parallel distributed computing alone isn't going to be enough to get over the insurmountable hurdles that stand in its way. Agreed, even if whatever was at work behind the scenes in Crossbell a year and a half ago was the one involved. Professor Callahan would know all of this too, so if he really is still trying, that makes it even harder to guess where he could be. But we still have to find him, whatever it takes. Phew, that was a lot to take in. I'm still trying to process it all myself. I can hardly believe Professor Callahan is attempting to develop nuclear weapons. His chances of succeeding are slim to none, but we can't discount the possibility that he'll make another dangerous invention along the way. And we can't let someone like that fall into Almata's hands.
We'll need some clues if we want to stop them, though. And that outdoor experiment complex in the canyon is the best lead we have. If he's been frequenting that place, there's a decent chance he'll have left something incriminating behind. Well, what are we standing around here for, then? Let's get our asses over there and get the jump on him. We'll bag that son of a bitch in a jiff and leave the cops, guilds, and CID's jaws on the floor. A solid course of action. We should make our way over there as soon as we are ready. Sounds like a plan. I should let my classmates know what's going on. Ukes. This was immediately where my mind went when that NPC started talking about a weapon that could change the face of warfare. I'm not even sure if I remember now. It was last week for me. But I started talking about that kind of stuff, I think, as well, at that point in time. And it has just led to that, because it is just the logical next step in Trails. Technology keeps on running. Things keep coming along. At some point in time, the dangers of technology will manifest further and further until we end up with stuff like this happening. It was only a matter of time. And it's also a weapon you can't fight in a 4 versus 1 battle with ornaments. We've had literally machine god entities that can delete you out of existence. But for, at least we can somehow fight them. There's not much fighting you can do against a nuclear weapon. That's impersonal. Fire and forget. Well, fire and never forget is more the point. If only nukes were as difficult in our world as they seem to be in this world. I mean, they were. Just think of the rise of technology and how they got to A to B. It's really easy in this world. It's almost kind of interesting how, it hadn't happened yet, considering everything else that was going around. And some of the technology they have that is different from our world or beats our world. Their technological jump is leaps and bounds past ours. I think. Anyway, do you have something to sell, Woody? Our professor frequents this place. He's always a step ahead, I swear. I'm sort of a free bird. I like to wander around a lot. So this one time, I asked him how he always knew where I'd be. Oh, it was only logical. His words, not mine. Can you believe the guy? He really is just guessing. Well, not guessing, but extrapolating. They really are on a whole other level. Yeesh.
Do you have any preferences? Thanks for coming in.
All for Woody's coffee. It's all for Woody's coffee. It doesn't look like we need to do another sweep, by the way. Everything seems to be checked out. We've been to both areas, see that it is the way it is. We'll go to the Institute.
On my way.
Yeah, I think that's one of the points that's there. I guess it came about in this kind of order because they already had orbital text. There wasn't a drive to look into energy alternatives, so they only look into it would be from the weapons perspective rather than the energy perspective. Also, from the weapons perspective, they were doing quite fine there until other nations managed to get the soldat kind of stuff going, which meant that one had a ridiculous level of arms against them, personnel, etc. And I feel like everything could be very cooked on man-to-man with what they had, spells and with skill, etc. And with people having their strange entities and strange stuff. There was so much powers out there that nuclear wasn't the first one that was thought to weaponize. But in desperation, you would probably start looking down this line. Not that Calvard's desperate anymore, but it was in dire straits for a bit. And it has also... Several nations have been literally under the thumb of another nation, or Crossbelt, etc., being yes, surrender to us. We'll become your world leader. You have nothing against us. We can just obliterate you at will with our orbital cannon, ridiculous laser from long range. Obliterate you, yes. Make you disappear. It's that kind of stuff. So there has been enough stuff to make someone desperate enough to make a bomb that would obliterate everything. They just had enough other stuff to not go there, but things have ramped up recently. In recent years. Obliteration has been courted multiple times. Should we move on? Let's go to Old Canyon by the look of it.
Off we go.
Lovely tea. Here we are. Keep your eyes peeled. got it. Thinking about it, that's the first time we ever got to drive somewhere as a group. Now that you mention it, you're right. The truck is much more comfortable now too. Yeah, you've clearly done more than just expand the vehicle's capacity, huh? You must have spent quite a lot of time in Mirror customizing it. You can tell. Yeah, the suspension is the main thing. Nope, not interested. Anyway, we came here, but... Almost forgot you were here last night. Wasn't that because of Rosette's... It's quite alright. I'm sure Mr. Silizion is well aware. You're talking about that Marduk satellite. Yeah, I know about it. You were the one communicating with it then. My apologies, I didn't intend to disturb your stargazing. Don't worry about it. It's bothered me before, but we need all the support we can get right now. Look, Theo and Zeros are here to help. Ah, so the Robomutt's here to hang out too. He's good for ground combat, right? Can see him being a big asset here. Oh, without a doubt. We're going to explore the canyon, Theo, and I want you to remain vigilant of our surroundings, Zeros. Understood, Katla. So our destination is the outdoor experiment complex at the other end of this road, right? That's right, but we're sure to run into monsters on the way. Be careful. Katla can now use the Karat Pokyon Fang. I take it I can actually go back to town at this point, so nothing actually has moved on. I'm just wondering, should we have checked out the boards a bit more?
Let's get going.
I don't think there's another 4SPG. Nothing moved on, after all, but if you know what I mean, I'm always a bit
Now, what's it say?
tense about not checking as well.
On my way.
But yes, I mean, war is always propelled in different ways.
Aerotrain.
I mean, after all, now we're in the era of the drone now.
What do we have here? Let's get going.
Not that we've left the nuclear era and all that. You gotta wonder if, like, the nuclear kind of stuff will leave, like, most of the side effects, I guess you could say.
Look at ranged attacks.
Activating shards.
Of what we know a nuke to be. We confirms damage and
Now's
A
your chance
damage
to
down.
boost.
Go, Catra!
Come here. I need you. They flinched. Bam.
Activating skill.
They're down!
It's go time!
Have some more!
You've got this, Agnès!
Just obliterate the man, yes.
Activating skill. By the heavens. Pierce.
When it said it was related to the crossbow thing, maybe, like, I was thinking
I can
it'd be
live with
like
this.
That was
the
nothing to sneeze at, Agnès.
thing that obliterated the gate, after all. That supposedly people started appearing back from. Oh, we can go down here now.
Threat level high. Be extremely cautious.
Let's get to work!
You've got a charge attack ready to go.
They flinched.
He seems to build up charge pretty fast, doesn't he?
Now's your chance to boost.
Activating skill. Sucker!
You've got this, Agnès.
Wind is your weakness.
Initializing drive.
Too slow.
There.
Yeah, it was just a huge vanish turn.
Activating skill.
That spell did rubbish.
Agnès.
The arc feather did better. I guess it's because he
Activating
doesn't have
skill.
fire boost.
I'm going.
Activating skill. No!
That's how it goes.
Right, White Heal has been upgraded to Innocent
What'd you
Heal.
expect?
I did it!
Right on, yes. Right, let's explore this new pathway then.